Federal officials have been sounding the alarm for 25 years to police departments across the country about the use of dangerous and often fatal restraints on suspects during arrests. But tonight we learned that not much has changed. Those practices include hog tying, the placing of someone face down on their stomach and tying their cuffed hands to their bound feet. A joint investigation by the Marshall Project and NBC News found at least 23 deaths nationwide linked to the practice since 2010. The Mississippi Center for Investigative Reporting, along with the Marshall Project, took an in-depth look into the use of the restraint and how it killed a mother and her son 13 years apart. Jerry Mitchell, an investigative reporter and founder of the Mississippi Center for Investigative Reporting, a nonprofit news organization, joins me tonight. Jerry, welcome to the show. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Your article focuses on a mother and son, Debbie and Robert Loggins, both of whom were killed while in police custody nearly 13 years apart. You wrote that when police found Robert, he was, quote, face down with his arms tucked beneath his body, and in less than an hour was dead. Can you tell us what happened between his calls for help and when he died?
Yes, he was found in someone else's backyard. The neighbor had called 911 and said, he was calling for help. And so officers arrived. He had his arms tucked under him and it wouldn't move his arms out from under him. He was basically suffering from some mental issues as well as drug use. And it was clear, didn't understand the commands. And we can see on body cam video, and police reports, they tased him at least 8 times. And then when he still wasn't moving his arms, they ended up starting to hit him with a flashlight. And so they finally, after handcuffing him, began to move him to the squad car. There's an EMT who's already on the scene and sees him and says, "Yeah, he looks all right to me," and waves him on and puts him in the squad car. And they're not that far from the jail, and they go to the Grenada County Jail. And there, basically what happens is at least 4 officers pile on top of him, ostensibly, apparently, to remove the handcuffs and put on these other handcuffs, jail handcuffs. But basically, at least 4 officers, and the one appeared to kneel on his neck, or at least maybe the very top of his back, whatever it was. And in 3.5 minutes later, he never moved again. They eventually came and checked his pulse. He wasn't, no pulse, wasn't breathing. Anyway, all these things happened, and of course, this is a dangerous technique that the Justice Department has warned about all the way back in 1995, where they basically said, "Hey, don't do this." And it's really as simple as this: if an officer and you have someone handcuffed and from behind, and you have them like laying on their stomach, you can't leave them that way. You have to like roll them over onto their stomach so they can breathe, because your diaphragm is restricted in that situation. And then they say on top of that, don't add to that weight. But that's exactly what they did in this case. And we saw it in George Floyd as well, where the officer kneeled on his neck and the other officers got on his back. It's adding that weight to a diaphragm that's already restricted. And not surprisingly, this has happened over and over throughout this country in recent decades. And despite the memo, the police aren't changing their ways.
And you say the same thing happened to his mother back in 2005, who died on the way to jail, correct?
Correct. Hey, I didn't know that when I first got into writing about the Loggins case, his mother, the details of his mother. And so I found those out and was stunned by them. So she allegedly was in some kind of fight with a woman. The officers came and broke it up and put her in the car, and they hogtied her. And again, this is another part of that memo the Justice Department and International Chiefs of Police sent out that said, don't do this. They warned against hog tying, and yet they continue to do it. and in this and other cases, I know in Mississippi where people have died, and so they just continue to do these kind of dangerous techniques that they warned about. And his mom, it turns out, was yet another one of the victims, people that this dangerous restraint technique was used on, and died in police custody.
Now, were any
And
of the officers involved in these cases disciplined, Jerry?
not that we know of. They were, put on administrative leave initially, but no, with pay, but no discipline that we know of in either of these cases. Um, I might add that I should have mentioned about Robert. He when when they first came, when the officers first came, and you came onto the scene, he asked, "Are y'all going to kill me?" And so he was obviously
Wow.
thinking already about his own mother. And I know the sister and father both told me that he was never the same after his mother died. He began to struggle, um, with drug use, began to struggle with mental issues and other problems after this.
You wrote a story earlier this year on this issue, and in it you say that Mississippi now has its own George Floyd case. The Justice
Yes.
Department is now looking into this. What does their involvement tell you?
Well, it tells them that they're serious about looking at these cases, and know that there are already some police departments across the country they're looking at with regard to these kind of restraint techniques, and obviously this is another one. Um, and so the FBI has already questioned Robert Loggins' father in this case, and I know they've questioned others as well. So it says they're taking it seriously in terms of, and I wouldn't be surprised if you know and begin to try to do something to change the tide of this. There's supposed training on this in Mississippi and other places, but police departments aren't changing their ways. They're just continuing to use these dangerous restraint techniques when they're not necessary.
Now, this is a practice that some departments have banned, as you mentioned, but in your
Yes.
investigation, you found that persuading law enforcement in small town Mississippi have proven impossible. Why is that?
Well, the sheriff and Debbie Loggins' case said, "Well, we've used it plenty of times and before, and nobody died." So, there's kind of this mentality that if we've used it before and nobody died, that it's okay, and not realizing that it doesn't necessarily kill everybody, but it can kill some people, and given the right circumstances. So, hence, that's why it's important to use these proper techniques, because there's no reason. I think one of the contributing factors as well in these things is there's a dangerous thing I think that happens with law enforcement, and it's normal and natural, and I understand it, and I have very good friends who are in law enforcement. But what happens is they begin to think we're the good guys, they're the bad guys, and therefore begin to justify mistreatment. Let's say the guy didn't cooperate, and so they're mad at him, or what, maybe he hit back at, whatever the circumstances. They get angry at the person that they have in custody, and therefore they don't treat him humanely anymore. They don't treat him as a human anymore. And so that, I think that's a dangerous thing, that it gets justified, if that makes sense.
So, as we mentioned earlier, since 2010, there have been at least 23 deaths linked to hog tying nationwide. 13
Yes.
of them were people in the midst of a mental health crisis. So,
Yes.
what efforts are being made, Jerry, to put a stop to this practice? I mean, clearly warnings by the DOJ aren't enough.
Well, there's just going to have to be, stricter enforcement of this. Was the Justice Department really clamping down and saying, if you're decide to continue to use this, we might bring litigation against you or investigate your department or whatever. You get more serious about it. I think that's what's going to have to happen, because the departments themselves are not, for the most part, taking these things seriously. In other words, like if someone does it, and we know there are incidents that are happening that are not resulting in deaths, we don't see any indication of them disciplining them, much less in these cases where there are deaths that happen. And so if they're not taking it seriously, and they're kind of the ones responsible for the investigation. It's not a good situation.